My Kitchen. I'm Dr. Julie Ann McFadden, the creator of Modern Retro Woman. I coach women on how to live a gracious mid-20th century lifestyle in today's modern world by showcasing the things that women used to learn in home ec and charm school. Growing up, I made chili in the slow cooker using ground beef, a can of kidney beans, a can of chili beans, and a packet of chili seasoning. We would top it with grated cheese and chopped onions. It was an easy and inexpensive way of feeding the 7+ people that were sitting around the table hungry for dinner. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how I adapted 2 vintage chili recipes for an electric pressure cooker like an Instant Pot. The result is a whole lot tastier than chili I used to make growing up because the pressure cooker infuses everything with flavor that would normally take hours and hours to achieve. Oh, and did I mention that you don't have to soak your beans ahead of time? So if you forget to soak them, you're in luck. And instead of using tomatoes, we'll be using condensed tomato soup that brings everything together in a surprising way. Well, enough talking. Let's get started.
I've put the link to the recipe in the video description below, but here's all you need to do to make great chili. First, press the saute button on your pressure cooker and allow it to heat up. Then add about a tablespoon of oil. Then add about 1¼ cups of minced onion, and you're going to saute them until they're translucent. You want to make sure you add enough oil so that the onion doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. So you're going to cook that until it gets translucent. And then you're going to add 1 pound of lean ground beef. You'll want to get the extra low fat or else the chili will be pretty greasy. I use about 90% lean ground beef. And you're going to end up cooking this until the ground beef is browned and the onion is still translucent. It hasn't changed, it hasn't reverted. Now normally when we're making chili, we wouldn't use ground beef that's so lean, but the nice thing about the Instant Pot is that it infuses all of that moisture into that lean meat. And so we're able to take less expensive cuts of meat and cook it and make it tender and make it delicious and all of that kind of stuff. So the Instant Pot is perfect for those of us who are trying to eat well on a budget. So when the ground beef is browned, we're going to add 1½ tablespoons of chili and 1 teaspoon of salt. Oh, don't forget to turn off the pot after it's browned. And then you're going to add 1 1/4 cups of dried rinsed kidney beans. And these are unsoaked. And you want to make sure you rinse them to get rid of any agricultural debris. I always cringe when I see other YouTubers just dumping stuff directly from the box or package directly into their pot. There's all kinds of cooties that can be in that package. And then we're going to add the soup, and I prefer the condensed soup made with sugar rather than high fructose corn syrup. And since we need 3 cups of water, you can see I use that water to kind of encourage the last of the soup to come out of the can. And then we're going to give it a good stir and close it up. So when you're cooking the chili, if you have a chili feature on your Instant Pot, you're going to press it twice, and that will set it for 40 minutes. If you don't have a chili feature on your Instant Pot, on your electric pressure cooker, then you're going to do it for manual pressure for 40 minutes. And normally we Beans only take about 30 minutes, but since we've got extra stuff in them, it's going to take about 40, maybe 45 minutes until they get nice and soft. So make sure you set it on the pressure, and then we're going to go. When the beans are when the beans have finished cooking and you've let it set on keep warm for about 20 minutes for a natural release, then add the sliced hot dogs, sliced crosswise, and the keep warm mode will help it cook through.
This looks really good. If the chili for some reason is a little more watery than you want it to be, just make a slurry out of 1 tablespoon of flour and 2 tablespoons of water. Mix it up and then add it to the pot. Stir it up really well, and that will help thicken it up. You want to cook it a little while on the keep warm mode because you don't want a flour taste in your chili. So let's spoon this up and see how it tastes. I like putting mine on a little bit of Fritos. Look at that. With a little bit of cheddar cheese on top. It's already got onion in it, so I don't need to add any onion to the top. Doesn't that look delicious? Are you recording? No, you are not. Doesn't this look delicious?
This is what you were supposed to see from the overhead camera.
When I was in high school, we would have chili on top of Fritos with cheddar cheese, and we would call them gut busters. Well, the guys would call it a different name, but they were called gut busters. And we just would have them on Fridays, and we would line up for them. So when I was growing up, my father was a football coach. Let me taste this. My father was a football coach, and my grandparents would come to every game, and they would drive their camper, and my grandmother would cook chili and make hot dogs and basically make chili dogs for us while the game was going on. And I have a feeling that my grandmother would approve of this because it's hot dogs and chili all rolled into one. I hope you've enjoyed. Let me take another bite before I do that. I hope you have found this updated vintage recipe made easy, helpful, and please follow the channel, and I will put links in the description for the recipe that you can find online and some other things that I think would be helpful. And until next time, have a fabulous Technicolor day.